Well, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Macy Lee, and I'm the manager of science and program at Curves. Today, we're going to be discussing target heart rate. Training in the appropriate target heart rate can greatly impact your results while exercising. And if you've been on any of my sessions before, you know that I love for these to be interactive. So I have a few questions for you, and I would love for you to either answer into the chat or simply unmute. While exercising, have you ever felt lightheaded, dizzy, or even nauseous? And again, you can type that into the chat or you can unmute. Awesome. We have a few people saying no. That's good news. That is great news. Do you use any kind of activity tracker, such as an Apple Watch or a Fitbit, to see your heart rate while you're exercising? Well, looks like a few of you use those types of devices. Great. Now, when using those devices, do you know what your target heart rate should be? Not just the number that it tells you, but where it should be while you're working out. No, it looks like we got a mixed bag on that. Some yeses and some nos. Okay. So you might have seen a chart similar to this in your local Curves gym or in another gym. The question is, do you know what this chart is telling you and how to use it? The target heart rate is the desired range that our pulse or heart is beating to experience a safe and effective cardiovascular workout. The target heart rate chart is a visible guideline to check when you're doing your workouts. The key to achieving an efficient cardiovascular workout is to keep your heart rate within your target for your age group and your fitness level. Along the left-hand side, you're going to see that there's a list of ages. It's broken down into age brackets. And then across the top, it's broken down into percentages. These are percentages of your maximum heart rate, also known as MHR. The different types of exercise will impact your heart rate differently. So let's take a quick look at that. The term aerobic means the presence of oxygen. Activities such as running, biking, dancing, all require oxygen for the body to convert fat and carbohydrates to fuel to keep you going through that workout. Anaerobic means without oxygen. Strenuous strength training, such as powerlifting, is done without oxygen. Now, this doesn't mean that the person is not breathing. It simply means that the muscle contains enough fuel to complete that activity and doesn't need to convert any fat or carbohydrate to fuel. Now, that being said, aerobic exercises such as running, biking, dancing can become anaerobic if our bodies are not able to convert that fat or carbohydrate fast enough to fuel to meet the body's demand. So this is where target heart rate will come in handy. We'll get into that in just a moment. Strength training, especially on the Curves equipment or with the Curves resistance band, may increase your heart rate. Our equipment generates more resistance the faster you move. The speed of movement impacts your heart rate and also impacts the strength training. So the faster you move on our equipment, the more strength training and cardio training you're doing at the same time. As I've mentioned before, working out in the appropriate target heart rate zone is imperative to achieving results. Cardiovascular training, also known as aerobic training that we just talked about, burns fat. The optimal fat burning target rate is between 60 and 70%. In this zone, your body will be using a greater percentage of fat and carbohydrate as fuel. This will ensure that you're getting the biggest benefit of your cardiovascular training and strength training. When your target heart rate exceeds 85%, you have moved from that aerobic cardio zone to the anaerobic zone, and your body is beginning to use blood sugar glycogen as the primary fuel source. Sustaining your heart rate in this zone can have some negative effects. One, glycogen is the main fuel source for both the brain and the heart. If blood sugar levels get too low, you might become dizzy, nauseated, and even pass out, which is why I asked that question to start us off today. Using glycogen as a primary fuel source can lead to the buildup of lactic acid, which can increase muscle soreness and cramping after a workout. That's no fun. And you might not be getting the benefits of burning fat during your cardio or aerobic workouts. Some people, such as those with high blood pressure, diabetes, or even pregnant, should strive to keep their heart rates lower between 50 and 60% to achieve an effective cardio workout. Now, We all know that we've talked about how important it is to know what our target heart rate is. And I asked earlier who has a fitness tracker, but let's talk a little bit more about how we track our heart rates. Fitness trackers count our heart rate, but again, they don't tell us what zone we're in. So we need something like that chart to tell us what zone we're in. At Curves, our members' safety and results are our priority. Ensuring that every member receives a fast, fun, and safe workout is the goal of every coach. And this is why every 8 minutes, we have our members step away from their workout to find their heart rate. They can do this by locating their pulse either on their carotid artery on their neck or their radial pulse on their wrist, or by utilizing our new MyZone heart rate technology. To make finding and tracking your heart rate even easier, as I've mentioned, Curves is partnered with MyZone Fitness. These fitness trackers allow you to not only see your target heart rate, but can see what zone you're in. So you not only see the number, but you also can see if you're in that right zone, that fat burning zone. This is real-time, moment-to-moment feedback that you and your coach to really customize your workouts. This ensures that you're getting the greatest results. You can see when you need to push harder to get into that blue or green zone, or when you need to back off just a little bit and bring you down from that red zone. Now, one other thing I'm going to quickly share with you about this. As I've mentioned before, target heart rate plays an important part of helping you achieve results. The fitness trackers help you reach your personal target heart rates, but I want to break this down a little bit more. Training within the blue and green zones is optimal for cardiovascular training and strength training and burning fat. This is where that fat burn happens. This increases your metabolism and helps you burn more calories even after your workout. And who doesn't want that, right? Training in the yellow and red zones are higher intensity cardio movements. These should be brief sprints within your workout. So as I like to say, you want to kiss the red zone, but you certainly don't want to hang out there. You just want to barely touch it. These fitness trackers will not only indicate your target heart rate by using a lighted color system, but your results will be located on your screen, again, whether you're using the app on your phone or in the club where you can see it on the TV. And this is going to help guide you to better results and more effective training. We always want to work smarter, not harder. Now, one tip for you, if you're a member at a local club, talk to your Curves coach about the MyZone Fitness Tracker. And if you're a member on My Curves On Demand, log onto your account and go to the shopping category where you can find more information. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn more about target heart rate. I would love to answer any questions you may have. You can put them in the chat or simply unmute. Again, thank you all for joining me today. I hope you'll join me next time when we're talking about how strength training can increase your metabolism.